a math assessment this past week. It took how long?
To do the actual assessment, under an hour.
Yeah, so it's under an hour. It focuses on one subject, and it kicks back information to us that we can then use to see where kids are and what we need to do to get them where they need to be. What we're finding is that the interim assessments, they're basically segments of the test that we give at the end of the year. So if you're doing a fourth grade interim assessment for math, you're looking at, those are questions that we'd want kids to answer at the end of the year. But if we give it in October, a lot of our kids may not do well on that assessment block. But at the same time, it gives Ms. Chris and the other teachers a sense of what the test is gonna be like. The kids get the opportunity to take the test for a short period of time. And that information is potentially valuable. We have been having some issues with the system itself and getting the data back. But I'm gonna be working with the teachers a little bit tomorrow on analyzing and assessing some of that data. We are also looking at potentially adopting another program that's not really through the SBAC system, but is it's called NWEA MAP. It's a system that's been around longer than state testing. Potentially will give us more information about specific kids and more actionable data in a short period of time. That's something that we're looking into. I have a web call with them on Thursday after school. On last Thursday and Friday, we had our CDE site visit. Chad O's, our overseer from the state, came by and really it was a pretty comprehensive look at our school. I mean, this is one of their elements of holding us accountable as a school. It started off by me giving them a tour of the school. Sat and talked to me for an hour and a half in my office, asked questions about academic performance, our LCAP, professional development that we're giving for teachers, how we're doing evaluations, our school safety plan, emergency preparedness. After that, they went through and walked in every classroom unescorted and observed every teacher. Then they went through all of our records in the office, all the student records, employee records, and reviewed them. Met with our EL coordinator and team, looked through those records. Met with governing board members to ask them questions regarding program effectiveness, topics for future board meetings, how our governance structure works. That brought us to the end of the school day, observed, pick up with kids and how, it was really comprehensive, seeing how kids are picked up at the end of the day. The day after, started the day by observing kids being dropped off at schools, making sure that that system was safe. Met with parents for an hour, just parents, no board members, no teachers, not myself, just a clear opportunity to hear from parents. Then I did a walk around with Mr. O's and went through the classes and gave him my perspective on the teaching and learning that's happening in the classrooms. Then he met with our special education support team, looked at our IEP records, made sure that we were doing everything to the letter of the law. And then at the end of the day, had a closing meeting with a few of us to just give us a sense of how we did in all of this. Then,
You get an official report from him at some point.
yeah, we'll get an official report. He didn't say when, but at some point we'll get an official report. Moving on, we have our enrollment snapshot. Right now we have a total of 159 kids enrolled. 119 of those are in-district students, which is 70%, 6% of our total. 40 of them are out of district. 15 of our kids are English language learners, which is 9% of our total. And 36 kids who qualify for free and reduced price lunch. Then a couple days ago we had, or yesterday, seems like a couple days ago already, we had our lottery. So this is, as a charter school, something that we're beholden to do is hold a lottery for our students. So anybody who's applied for the upcoming school year, the 18-19 school year, up until Saturday night, was put into a lottery by grade. And we had 112 applicants for the upcoming school year. And we drew the numbers, and some kids will be offered spots, others will be put on wait lists based upon space limitations. And there's just one more.
Quick question.
Oh.
112 total
We're not
applicants?
taking questions on this part.
One more thing, and this is not on the agenda, I'm doing this because a kid asked me to, and when a kid asks me to do something, I feel, again, I'm using the word beholden to do something about it. On Thursday morning, a student came up to me in the morning and handed me this letter that she had written that morning before school was started. And when she wrote it to me, she said, "Can you please deliver this to Stan?" And I said I would see what I could do about it, but I'd have to talk to her mom first. And called her mom, and her mom didn't know anything about it. And so I scanned it and sent it to her so she could read it. And her mom said that if my daughter wants this to be shared, I think it should be shared. So here it is. To Stan. This is a fourth grader. "It is not very nice of you to arrange a protest against our school right in front of our school. Your balloons and signs are very hurtful, and we didn't like to pass hurtful things on our way to school. It ruins our day, and it makes us want to ruin yours. But we don't, because being impolite is wrong. It doesn't seem like you know that. We're asking you to stop. We want you to think about how you're hurting lots of kids' feelings, including a lot of kindergartners, some of which are 5 years old. If you would at least think of changing your ways, it would mean very much to our school." And for me, it is hard to read as a school principal in the morning. Just knowing that for my own 5-year-old who came in and cried, seeing that, even though there are many people in our community who asked that demonstration be pushed back even a half hour. The state wasn't even driving through at that time, they were coming at 9, so why do that when it's just gonna be kids coming through? And the decision was to move forward with that, so our community rallied together to try and conceal that for our kids as much as possible, so they didn't have to see that, but it's hard to hide. So, that's all I have.
Thank you. Okay, the next item on the agenda is board and staff information updates. Does anyone have any updates for this portion?
We had talked at our last meeting about next year's school calendar, and we were going to talk at a staff meeting about it, and we did do that. And talked about basically having the same calendar we have this year, following the district's calendar, and then adding a couple of extra days of PD in the beginning of June, right after school gets out, or the beginning of the summer. So I just wanted to bring that information back so we can then discuss the calendar for next year and the transition.
So does that mean the calendar that was posted on the, you forgot to put it on the agenda?
Right, so it was basically the same calendar we looked at last year
So
for children.
that calendar is okay?
Yeah, just
All right,
adding a
for
couple of
parents.
extra days
Yeah,
for teachers.
All right, thank you.
So the days off and the actual school days themselves are staying the same.
Yeah, so I think we can't act on this, but I think it might be appropriate to let parents know what is coming, even though it isn't formally approved.
Chris, just one follow-up question on that.
Yeah.
So, the teachers did not want more, I'm just interested to hear what the thinking was, the teachers did not want more PD during the school year. They prefer to just wait and do it in the summer.
Well, it's tricky to do that because then you have to basically have more days that students don't go to school when maybe their siblings are in school. So that's kind of why we came to that decision, to leave it the same calendar as the district has, because we have a lot of students that are lifelong
And they'd like to have a few days at the end of this school year, and then a couple days before the next school year, more PD days where the kids have concentrated time together, and potentially just use substitute teachers to cover teachers for PD during the school year.
Right. All right, so I'm gonna keep this moving along because we don't have this on the agenda, but we can, at the end of the meeting, we can talk about placing it on the next agenda. Okay, so now we will move into our general agenda items, and these are ones that we will have public comment on during each item. So we're going to start with our first item, which is our 2018-19 facilities request. All right, who's going to introduce this one? Okay.
So, drawings